Sunlight streams into Sarah's living room, illuminating the quiet tension hanging in the air. Sarah watches Simon, her face etched with a quiet, persistent worry, her gaze fixed on him. Simon sits silently, engrossed in a book far beyond his years, oblivious to the unspoken anxieties around him. The bright Florida setting offers a stark, ironic contrast to the heavy, unspoken worries that fill the room. A palpable unease lingers in the comfortable space, a silent weight on Sarah's shoulders. Sarah lies awake in her bed, her gaze fixed on the ceiling, her mind a tempest of tumultuous thoughts. Unseen light sources cast dancing shadows on the walls, mirroring the chaos within her. A faint, almost imperceptible hum emanates from Simon's room, a subtle vibration intensifying her growing unease. She pulls the covers tighter around her, a palpable fear of her own child gripping her heart. The silence of the night is broken only by the hum, a chilling reminder of her dread. Morning light floods the Boca Raton kitchen, illuminating a family breakfast where youthful energy clashes with somber silence. Lily and Eric's animated chatter fills the air, their vibrant energy a stark contrast to the quiet tension. Sarah sits subdued, her usual brightness dimmed by an unseen weight, her gaze distant. Simon eats quietly, his unnervingly adult gaze occasionally flickering towards Sarah, a silent observer in the morning's delicate dance. Sunlight streams into a meticulously decorated Boca Raton living room, illuminating the quiet tension within. Sarah, patient yet visibly strained, sits opposite Simon, an 8-year-old boy, their gazes locked in a silent exchange. Simon answers complex questions with unnerving ease, his small voice carrying profound wisdom. His vocabulary and reasoning far exceed his age, a stark contrast to his youthful appearance. Sarah's expression shifts between a mother's pride and a deep, unsettling discomfort, a silent battle playing out on her face. She struggles to reconcile the child before her with the extraordinary intellect he displays, a profound mystery unfolding. In the dimly lit bedroom, Lily sits intently on the edge of Simon's bed, the only light casting long shadows. Simon, usually guarded, reveals a rare vulnerability, his voice hushed with the weight of his confession. "I'm not who you think I am. My name is David," Simon confides, his gaze searching Lily's. Lily's eyes widen, reflecting a deep, unwavering understanding as she absorbs his startling revelation. "And there's something else, something not of this world," Simon finishes, the secret finally unveiled. In the quiet of Sarah's home, Simon approaches, a rare spark of childish joy flickering in his eyes. Sarah flinches, a familiar tension coiling deep within her at his presence. Simon's voice breaks the silence. "Sarah, let's all go to the movies." His plea hangs in the air, a desperate echo. "I am tired of being at home." In her Boca Raton home, Sarah's face is a canvas of frustration and love as she gently corrects Simon. Simon gazes up at her, his innocent eyes wide and questioning. Sarah firmly, yet softly says, "I told you to stop calling me Sarah. I am your mother." Simon's simple, honest reply echoes, "Is Sarah not your name?" In Sarah's home, young Simon offers a slight shrug, a gesture of unexpected maturity for a child his age. A surprisingly mature smile plays on Simon's lips, his gaze fixed intently on Sarah. Sarah stares back at him, a profound sense of disorientation washing over her. She feels as though she is speaking to an adult, trapped within a child's innocent body. Simon's voice, calm and assured, breaks the silence. "If it makes you happy." Sarah's expression remains a mix of wonder and unease, grappling with the boy's unsettling wisdom. Sarah turns to Eric and Lily, a hopeful yet hesitant expression clouding her face, pondering an outing. Her eyes, filled with a subtle, unspoken tension, meet her children's expectant gaze. Eric and Lily's eyes sparkle with anticipation, completely unaware of their mother's inner turmoil. Sarah, with a forced cheerfulness, asks, "Hey, kids, what do you think?" The children's enthusiastic agreement unknowingly deepens the quiet tension surrounding Sarah. Under the bright daylight, the family arrives at the cinema parking lot, a blend of excitement and apprehension in the air. Her eyes are wide, a quiet dread shadowing her features as she looks at the imposing cinema entrance. In stark contrast, the other children skip ahead, their anticipation a joyous, unburdened whirlwind. The differing emotions create a poignant tableau as they approach the looming doors of the cinema. The cinema lobby pulses with 100 conversations, the air thick with popcorn and anticipation. Sarah's knuckles are white as she grips Simon's hand, her eyes darting, searching the chaotic scene. Her wide eyes, filled with quiet urgency, scan each face for any uncontrolled happenings. Simon, his small hand firmly in hers, watches the swirling crowd with detached curiosity. The vibrant energy of the crowd contrasts with Sarah's tense, watchful demeanor. A silent, unsettling anticipation hangs in the bustling lobby as Sarah continues her vigilant search. In the dim movie theater, Sarah and Simon settle into plush seats, the silence thick with unspoken tension. Simon's fingers gently intertwine with Sarah's, a touch meant to soothe, yet carrying an unsettling familiarity. His touch is a ghost of David's presence, stirring a tempest within Sarah's heart. He raises her hand to his lips, a tender kiss that only deepens her internal turmoil. Sarah's gaze is distant, lost in a labyrinth of past affections and present anxieties. In the dim movie theater, Sarah's eyes fix on Simon, a storm of emotions brewing within her. A ghost of David flickers in Simon's face, a memory both cherished and painful. She tries to push the thought away, labeling it crazy and impossible, but it clings stubbornly. The lingering thought of David, a bittersweet echo, refuses to fade. A complex mix of longing and denial washes over Sarah, her gaze still on Simon. In the movie theater, vibrant cartoon colors dance on the screen, mirroring the children's wide, joyful eyes. Laughter and excited chatter ripple through the air, a stark contrast to my unwavering stillness. My gaze, intense and silently confessing, remains fixed solely on Sarah, making her deeply uncomfortable. She doesn't pull away, caught in the silent, charged current that flows between us. In the movie theater's dim light, Simon gently takes Sarah's hand, the flickering screen illuminating their faces. He raises her hand to his lips, a warm smile gracing his features before he kisses it again. A powerful, undeniable connection to David washes over Sarah, thrilling and terrifying her. Her eyes, wide with a mix of awe and fear, reflect the bright, fleeting images from the screen. In the dim movie theater, Simon's eyes, once captivated by the screen, now hold a distant, intense gaze. He gently releases Sarah's hand, a silent signal of a sudden, profound shift within him. With an unexpected resolve, Simon's small figure rises from his seat. He moves with a purposeful stride, his eyes fixed on an unseen destination at the front of the theater. He walks towards the front row, an air of mystery surrounding his determined, unwavering advance. Theater has people, not empty. In the dim movie theater, Simon navigates the rows, his gaze locked onto a man in front. A little girl sits on the man's lap, her small body trembling with silent sobs. Tears carve wet paths down her cheeks, a stark contrast in the flickering light. The man, startled by Simon's approach, looks up sharply, his eyes widening in surprise. Simon's approach is deliberate, his presence a sudden intrusion in the quiet sorrow. The air crackles with unspoken tension as their gazes meet in the hushed cinema. The movie theater is bathed in the flickering glow of the screen, illuminating the rapt faces of the audience. Among the crowd, 8-year-old Simon's face is a terrifying mask of pure anger and disgust. A shocking sight. His small features are contorted in a silent scream, conveying a depth of fury beyond his years. With unexpected strength, Simon fiercely pulls a scared little girl from a man's grasp, her eyes wide with fear. The powerful moment hangs in the air, a silent act of defiance against unseen darkness. In the dimly lit movie theater, a silent tension hangs heavy in the air. A man's gaze, unwavering and intense, pierces through the gloom, fixed entirely on Simon. Simon, caught in the man's unsettling stare, feels the weight of an unreadable, silent confrontation. The man remains motionless, a statue of silent observation, his eyes holding an unspoken message. No intervention, no gesture, just the chilling lock of eyes, creating an electric, unsettling connection. The theater's dim light amplifies the unspoken drama, each second stretching into an eternity of silent challenge. A blood-curdling scream shatters the silence of the movie theater, its chilling echo reverberating through the dimly lit space. The air crackles with an unnatural energy as a terrifying fire erupts around the man's body. Flames engulf him in an instant, painting the screen with a horrifying, fiery glow. The inferno rages, casting dancing shadows across the horrified faces in the audience. The theater lights flicker on, plunging the room into a stark, terrifying reality. Panicked faces are illuminated, eyes wide with primal fear, reflecting the unfolding horror. People scramble over seats, a desperate tide of humanity, tripping and pushing in a chaotic surge. A frantic struggle to reach the exits begins, a desperate, clawing fight for survival. From the back of the theater, a thick, acrid smoke begins to curl ominously, a choking shroud. The air grows heavy, filling with a suffocating smoke, a tangible presence of dread. In the dim movie theater, flickering light from the screen casts an eerie glow on Simon's face as he pulls the little girl by the hand. His grip is firm, guiding her towards Sarah, an unsettling urgency in his stride. Sarah stands frozen, her eyes wide with unseeing shock, a silent scream trapped within her. The horror unfolding before her is too immense to comprehend, her mind a blank canvas of terror. She is a statue of despair, caught in the cruel spotlight of an unspeakable nightmare. In the movie theater, a panicked crowd surges, a tide of terror sweeping through the once calm space. Simon, a beacon of desperate resolve, grips a little girl's hand, battling the human current towards the exit. Eric and Lily are caught in the chaotic exodus, their faces etched with fear as they're pulled along. Sarah, still stunned, is a ghost among the living, her eyes wide with shock as the crowd engulfs her. The group struggles, a fragile unit against the overwhelming force of the panicked escape, each second a fight for survival. The cinema's main entrance gapes wide, a dark maw against the daylight, hinting at unseen drama within. A distant wail of sirens pierces the air, growing louder, closer, signaling impending chaos. Emergency lights flash violently as fire trucks and police cars converge, their urgency painting the scene in stark relief. The once quiet cinema entrance is now a maelstrom of flashing lights and wailing sirens, a spectacle of unfolding crisis. In a sun-drenched cinema parking lot, Sarah faces Simon, her voice trembling with an urgent, unspoken plea. Her eyes, wide and searching, bore into his, desperate for a truth only he can reveal. "What was all this about?" she demands, the words sharp with confusion and pain. Her gaze hardens. "Who is this little girl? What happened over there?" The questions hang heavy in the air, a desperate echo in the vast, silent space. The scorching sun bakes the cinema parking lot, creating shimmering heat waves that distort the air. Simon's face, usually radiant with youthful innocence, is now etched with a chilling severity, his gaze fixed and unblinking. He stands rigid, a silent sentinel under the oppressive sun, his expression a mask of grim determination. His voice, low and intense, reveals a dark secret. That man is not her father, but her stepfather, and he has been hurting her in a very bad manner, if you know what I mean. Amidst the chaos of the cinema parking lot, a police officer and a fireman emerge, their presence a beacon of calm. The police officer's professional demeanor cuts through the disarray, his gaze steady as he approaches Sarah and the children. Sarah, her face etched with concern, holds the children close as the officer's voice rings out with a simple, reassuring question. "Are you all okay?" the police officer asks, his words a lifeline in the unsettling aftermath. She struggles to maintain composure, the recent terror etched onto her features, a stark contrast to her calm demeanor. The air vibrates with the growing urgency of approaching sirens, amplifying the tension of the scene. Sarah speaks, her voice a mix of relief and lingering shock. Yes, thank you. Just a scare. She gestures, clarifying the situation. This little girl is not mine. I think that the man with her is the one that caught fire. With a final, weary statement, she recounts their desperate escape. We pulled her out with us. Under the bright sun of a cinema parking lot, a veteran policeman offers a comforting presence beside a shaken Sarah. Sarah's breath still comes in short, sharp gasps, her ordeal etched on her face as the policeman pats her shoulder. Nearby, a small, unresponsive little girl sits on the curb, her eyes wide and unfocused. The policeman's gentle attempts to engage the child are met with an eerie silence, her gaze distant and lost. To Sarah, the policeman says with profound gratitude, "That was very courageous of you. You probably saved her life." In the cinema parking lot, an officer turns to Sarah, a chilling question on his lips. A surge of icy panic washes over Sarah as the full implication of police involvement dawns upon her. The officer's voice, firm yet polite, cuts through the air. "Can you please come with us so we can take your statement?" Sarah's eyes widen, her breath catching in her throat as the world seems to tilt on its axis. In the cinema parking lot, Sarah's face is pale with suppressed anxiety, her gaze darting between the officer and her children. Her children huddle together in the back seat, their small forms a silent plea for protection. Sarah's hands clench and unclench, a desperate attempt to buy time and conceal her rising panic. She pleads with the officer, "Please, my children are in shock, and I would like to take them home. Can we do it tomorrow?" In a cinema parking lot, the officer stands before me, his expression polite yet unyielding. His gaze is firm, a silent insistence hanging in the air. "I am sorry, but we need to do it now that the memory is still fresh," the officer states, his voice calm. "And we do not know who the little girl is." He continues, his words carrying a heavy weight. He leans in slightly, a plea in his eyes as he adds, "Please, it will take only a few minutes." The officer's unwavering stance makes it clear that refusal is not an option. Sarah, her shoulders slumped, lets out a heavy sigh, a silent acknowledgement of her fate hanging in the air. She gently gathers her children, pulling them close, their small bodies a fragile comfort against her. They walk in a somber procession, following the officer towards his patrol car, each step heavy with unspoken burdens. The air around them feels thick, charged with the secret that weighs down Sarah's every movement. A palpable sorrow. In the stark interior of a police car, Sarah's face is bathed in the unsettling glow of her phone screen. She speaks in hushed, urgent tones, her voice a fragile whisper against the silence of the vehicle. Her eyes, wide with a desperate anxiety, dart nervously towards the rearview mirror, seeking reassurance or danger. She carefully weaves a vague explanation for her father, her words a delicate dance around unspoken truths. Every syllable is chosen with precision, omitting any trace of Simon's perilous involvement, a secret held tight. In the bustling police station reception, the captain, a man in his 50s, gestures toward his office. His stern yet kind demeanor invites Sarah to follow him, a silent command in his eyes. He then turns to the children, a gentle motion indicating they should wait on a nearby bench. The children settle on the bench, their small figures a poignant contrast to the station's urgency. In the sterile police hallway, Sarah's eyes lock onto Simon's, a silent, potent warning passing between them. Her gaze then sweeps to Eric and Lily, a fleeting, intense glance. Her voice cuts through the tension, a sharp command. "Don't move a finger." Her final instruction, firm and unwavering, echoes, "Watch him carefully." The captain sits across from Sarah, a picture of calm reassurance, gesturing subtly towards a door, promising safety. His voice, a soothing balm, reassures her. "Do not worry, an officer will watch over them." His gaze sharpens, fixing intently on Sarah as the true interrogation begins. The captain's voice cuts through the tension. "So, what happened at the movies?" In a stark office, The air hangs heavy with the scent of old paper and forgotten dust. Sarah sits upright, her gaze unwavering, a narrative of carefully crafted heroism ready to unfold. She recounts the inferno, the chaotic scramble, and her valiant rescue of the child, every word a deliberate stroke. Her voice weaves a tapestry of courage, meticulously omitting any mention of Simon's true role. A secretary, grim-faced, captures each syllable, her pen scratching a relentless rhythm of transcription. The truth is reshaped, a new history forged in the quiet intensity of the room. In the captain's stark office, the air crackles with unspoken tension, a palpable weight pressing down. Sarah sits opposite him, her gaze unwavering, a silent challenge in her steady eyes. The captain's voice is sharp, probing. "Did you know this man or little girl before? Or do you know her name?" Sarah's response is firm. "No, we rarely come to this theater, and I have never seen him." The captain sits at his worn wooden desk, a stack of papers before him, his gaze firm as Sarah stands opposite, a hint of exhaustion in her posture. He gestures to a document on the desk, a silent command in his eyes, as he declares, "I really appreciate your help." With a pointed finger, he instructs, "Please sign here." Sarah's voice echoes, "I use my maiden name and my parents' Chicago address. A small lie to keep them safe, to keep us hidden." In a stark police station hallway, two policemen stand rigid guard outside an office door. Between them, a handcuffed man, shoulders slumped, head bowed, embodies utter defeat. Simon, a few feet away, observes the grim scene, his gaze unwavering. With a deliberate step, Simon walks towards one of the officers, a silent tension building. In the stark hallway of a police station, young Simon stands with an unexpected, unwavering confidence. He fixes his gaze upon a uniformed officer, his small stature belying a powerful directness. The officer, caught off guard by the child's intensity, pauses, a flicker of surprise in his eyes. Simon's voice cuts through the silence, a clear, resonant question. "Officer?" The officer, regaining composure, responds with a hint of curiosity. "Yes, kid? What do you need?" In a sterile police station hallway, a low hum fills the air, masking a building tension. Simon, his face a mask of defiance and urgency, gestures wildly towards a nearby man. His voice, sharp and accusatory, slices through the ambient noise. "This man here is not the killer." "The killer's name is John Bender, and he is also a police officer," Simon declares, his words echoing ominously. In the stark police station hallway, Eric reacts with lightning speed, pulling Simon away from the stunned group. His hand clamps over Simon's mouth, silencing the unexpected words that have just escaped. The officers and the suspect freeze, their eyes wide with disbelief and confusion. Simon's sudden revelation hangs heavy in the air, a palpable shockwave through the hallway. Their faces are a tableau of mingled surprise and bewilderment, trying to process the unheard truth. A tense silence descends, broken only by the unspoken questions in everyone's eyes. Sarah emerges from the captain's office, her eyes sweeping the bustling police station hallway, a storm of concern brewing within her. Her gaze locks onto Simon, standing amidst a cluster of uniformed officers, his small figure a stark contrast to their imposing presence. A wave of maternal concern washes over Sarah, her steps quickening as she moves with purpose towards him. She scoops Simon into her arms, a protective embrace meant to shield him from the palpable tension in the air. Her touch is a silent plea, an attempt to de-escalate the unspoken drama unfolding around them. In her arms, Simon finds a momentary refuge, oblivious to the unspoken anxieties that swirl around his protector. The sterile hallway of the police station hums with a low, bureaucratic energy, a stark contrast to the human drama unfolding. Sarah's face, a mask of exhaustion and forced composure, reveals the deep toll of recent events. She addresses two uniformed officers, her hands subtly gesturing towards a distant room. In the distance, the faint, vulnerable outline of a child is visible, a silent testament to the accident. Sarah offers a quiet, pained explanation. Sorry, my son is a little confused from the accident. In a sterile police hallway, the stern captain, crisp in uniform, gestures with silent command. An officer nods, then motions for Sarah and her children to follow, their faces etched with relief. The family hurries, their steps quickening, eager to escape the oppressive silence of the station. They vanish, leaving behind the cold, impersonal space, a sense of urgency in their hurried exit. In the captain's office, the captain turns to two officers, his face a mask of feigned nonchalance. A flicker of deeper concern betrays his calm facade, hinting at an unspoken worry. His gaze, sharp and probing, lands on the officers, demanding answers. The air crackles with unspoken tension as he finally speaks, his voice cutting through the silence. What was that about? He asks, the question hanging heavy in the strained atmosphere. Inside the captain's office, a lone officer stands, his face etched with an unbelievable tale. The captain, a figure of authority, listens intently, a deep frown carving lines of skepticism into his brow. The air crackles with unspoken tension as the officer begins his incredible recounting. He declares, "You won't believe it, Captain." His voice drops. The kid came to us and said that this guy is not guilty. He finishes with conviction and did not kill the woman. In the captain's office, an officer's voice remains steady as he delivers startling news. The captain listens, his face a mask of careful neutrality, betraying no flicker of his inner thoughts. The officer's words hang heavy in the air. He said that a guy by the name of John Bender is the killer. The revelation lands with a chilling impact as the officer adds, and that he is also a police officer. A profound silence settles, the weight of the accusation pressing down on the captain, his expression unreadable. In his office, the captain dismissively waves a hand, a faint frown creasing his brow as he leans back in his worn leather chair. He attempts to brush off Simon's statement as nothing more than a childish fantasy. His voice is laced with an air of dismissal. He is just an 8-year-old kid. Don't pay attention to it. His words hang in the air, a clear sign of his disdain for the situation. Inside the captain's office, the air is thick with unspoken tension. The officer, his face a mask of skepticism, leans forward, his gaze fixed on an unseen figure, his eyes narrow, searching for a hint of truth in the story he's just heard. A single question hangs heavy in the air, challenging the very fabric of the narrative. The officer's voice cuts through the silence. So how did he know about the woman's murder and the name of this officer? His unwavering stare demands an answer, unraveling the mystery with each passing second. In his office, the captain leans forward, his expression thoughtful, a hint of a smile playing on his lips. Maybe he heard you talking about it, he muses, his gaze distant, lost in thought. And he probably got the name from the movie he just saw, the captain adds, a knowing glint in his eyes. He concludes with a gentle smile. Children have vivid imaginations. The officer begins to protest, a flicker of defiance in his eyes. But, boss, The officer starts, his voice laced with urgency. I said, forget about it. The captain barks, his command a steel trap. His final, unyielding order hangs heavy in the air, a chilling pronouncement. Take him to a cell. The captain sits alone at his desk, the silence of the office amplifying the unwelcome truth of Simon's words. A cold realization dawns on his face, his eyes widening with dawning horror. His mind races, a storm of frantic thoughts connecting Simon's statement to his own carefully guarded dark secrets. A chilling web of past deeds, long buried, threatens to unravel before his very eyes. The weight of his hidden history descends upon him, a silent scream trapped within his rigid frame. In a sunlit office, the captain and police officer John Bender lean in close, their faces etched with the gravity of a crime. Their hushed tones fill the air, a palpable tension as they delve into the grim details of the case. Nearby, the captain's lover stands, her posture subtly shifting, every nerve attuned to their clandestine conversation. Her eyes dart, catching fragments of their words, piecing together the dark puzzle of their discussion. The captain sits at his worn wooden desk, the flickering gaslight casting long, dancing shadows across his troubled face. His eyes, distant and haunted, stare blankly at a map, seeing not the roots, but ghosts of the past. He recalls the woman's voice, each escalating demand for illicit gains a veiled threat, twisting his gut. The cold, hard decision to silence her was made. A dark, indelible stain on his conscience. A heavy burden. In his office, the captain sits burdened by an unseen weight, his brow furrowed with deep worry. His fingers, trembling slightly, retrieve his phone, each movement betraying his inner turmoil. He dials, his gaze fixed on nothing, lost in the gravity of his thoughts as he waits for a connection. His voice, urgent and strained, cuts through the silence. "We have to meet. It's urgent. Tonight, 10 p.m., at our usual place," he dictates. The words, a heavy command. The abrupt click of the phone echoes, a stark punctuation in the quiet office, sealing their fate. In a dimly lit living room, the air hangs heavy with unspoken dread as Sarah sits, her hands tightly clasped. Her parents and David's parents encircle her, their faces etched with a profound, shared concern. Sarah's voice emerges, a fragile whisper, a chilling blend of fear and deep-seated resignation. She recounts the day's harrowing events, each word a heavy stone dropped into the quiet tension of the room. Her eyes, wide and haunted, meet theirs, a desperate plea for understanding in their depths. Then, the chilling truth escapes her lips. "I truly believe Simon is responsible for that man's death." In Sarah's Boca Raton home, her father stands, his brow deeply furrowed, a profound confusion clouding his gaze. The air in the room thickens, heavy with an unspoken, impossible truth. A question, born of sheer bewilderment, escapes his lips, hanging in the tense silence. His voice, a tremor of disbelief, echoes the impossible nature of Simon's terrifying abilities. He struggles to comprehend, his mind grappling with an unthinkable act. But how did he burn the man? The weight of the question settles, a chilling testament to the inexplicable horror they face. In Sarah's Boca Raton home, Simon, a quiet observer, shifts in his seat, preparing to speak. His voice, clear and resonant, slices through the hushed room, demanding attention. His face is a mask of serene calm, yet his eyes hold a profound, ancient wisdom. A profound silence falls as he utters his plea. "Can you all listen to me?" The weight of his words hangs in the air, a silent command for all to heed. In Sarah's Boca Raton home, the soft glow of a table lamp casts long dancing shadows across the living room. Simon sits, his face a mask of inscrutable calm, as he begins to speak. His voice, chillingly steady, declares, "I did not do anything to that man." A sinister truth emerges. When I am in presence of evil people, they just die. Inside Sarah's home, the night air hangs heavy, thick with an unspoken dread. Simon speaks, his voice eerily flat, utterly devoid of any childish malice. His words, chilling in their implication, settle like a cold shroud over the room. He declares, "I didn't do anything." Then, with stark finality, he got what he deserved. In Sarah's home, the soft glow of a table lamp casts an eerie light on the family's faces, frozen in stunned silence. Their eyes, wide with disbelief and unease, are fixed on young Simon, whose words hang heavy in the air. This is the first time he has ever spoken of his powers, a revelation that chills them to the bone. The maturity in his voice, usually so childlike, now carries an unsettling weight. His direct, unwavering gaze holds an intensity that deeply disturbs them, hinting at a power beyond their comprehension. In the dim light of a bedside lamp, shadows dance around Sarah's room, hinting at unspoken anxieties. Sarah's face is etched with worry, her eyes wide with a palpable fear as she turns to Simon. A chilling question hangs in the air, her voice barely a whisper. "Simon, What were you talking to the police officers about? The soft glow illuminates her desperate gaze, searching for answers in his silence. Her fear intensifies, the weight of the unspoken words pressing down on her. In Sarah's home, the soft glow of a table lamp casts a warm light on Simon's calm, unwavering face. His voice is steady as he reveals a shocking truth. That man they'd arrested was not guilty of the murder. A chilling accusation hangs in the air. A guy named John Bender, who also is a police officer. Simon's gaze intensifies, delivering the final, damning blow. Is the one who killed the woman. In Sarah's Boca Raton home, a chilling silence hangs heavy as the family exchanges horrified, knowing glances, their fears unspoken. Simon's voice, a steady counterpoint to the room's tension, begins to unravel the grim details of a murder. Each word he speaks paints a stark image, an unseen terror slowly unfurling in the quiet air. Then, a chilling revelation. A police officer's involvement. A fresh wave of palpable fear rippling through them. Their eyes widen. A collective gasp of dread as the full weight of the truth descends upon them. In Sarah's Boca Raton home, David's father, his face etched with concern, turns to Simon. The worry in his eyes is palpable, a silent plea for understanding. He sighs, the weight of his words heavy in the night air. His gaze fixes on Simon, a mixture of love and fear in his eyes. But, my boy, your mother told you not to talk to people. That will bring us troubles, he warns, his voice filled with a desperate urgency. In Sarah's dimly lit Boca Raton home, her father paces, a restless shadow in the night. His eyes dart around the room, searching for an unseen answer. A glimmer of hope in the shadows. A desperate hope clings to his features, a fragile light in the encroaching darkness. His voice, strained with urgency, whispers, I hope that they did not pay attention to an 8-year-old child. In the quiet room, Sarah's hands tremble, her voice a fragile whisper as she delivers a shocking revelation. But he gave the name of an officer and revealed that he knew that the man had been arrested for murder. The unspoken truth hangs heavy in the air, a palpable burden settling upon them. The full weight of Simon's actions crashes down, a crushing, silent confession. In his dimly lit office, the captain sits alone, the only light emanating from a single stark lamp. The heavy air in the room presses down, thick with a palpable sense of impending doom. He holds a phone to his ear, his voice a low, urgent murmur, barely breaking the silence. Each word is carefully chosen, a hushed arrangement for a crucial meeting with Bender. His face, etched with concern, is illuminated by the harsh lamplight, revealing a man burdened by secrets. The shadows dance around him, mirroring the unseen dangers that loom over his next encounter. In Sarah's Boca Raton home, the family sits in stunned silence, the air thick with unspoken dread. The weight of Simon's recent revelations presses down on them, a palpable burden in the quiet room. They exchange uneasy glances, the hum, a constant chilling backdrop to their turmoil. In Sarah's Boca Raton home, Lily moves with quiet purpose, her eyes fixed on Simon. Her gaze holds a silent understanding, a profound awareness of his intricate predicament. A shared knowledge passes between them, a connection forged in the crucible of family fear. Their eyes lock, a silent pact solidifying amidst the unspoken anxieties of the night. Lily's presence offers a subtle anchor, a quiet strength in the swirling uncertainty. In this moment, a deep, unspoken bond forms, a testament to their enduring family ties. In the soft glow of a bedside lamp, Sarah's face is a canvas of fear and profound love, her gaze fixed on Simon. A chilling realization dawns, twisting her features with an unsettling mix of emotions. The line between her sleeping son and her deceased husband blurs in her troubled mind. Deeply confused and disturbed, Sarah grapples with the haunting presence of the past. Sarah, her husband, and their children sit in a strained, heavy silence, each face etched with worry and fear. Their expressions betray a reluctant, grim acceptance of their exposed secret and the dire future ahead.